Learn 150 plus vocabulary with sentences. Chest pain. Chest pain. It means a dull pain in chest. For example, she had complained of chest pain. She had complained of chest pain. Menstrual cramp or dysmenorrhea. Menstrual cramp or dysmenorrhea. It means pelvic pain with menstruation. For example, she experiences dysmenorrhea. She experiences dysmenorrhea. Cough. Cough. It means forceful hacking sound to release air and clear an irritation in the throat. For example, he was coughing all day. He was coughing all day. Common cold. Common cold. It means a common viral infection of the nose and throat. For example, I have caught a common cold. I have caught a common cold. Sneeze. Sneeze. It means a sudden blast of air or mucus expelled from the mouth and nose. For example, I think I'm going to sneeze. I think I'm going to sneeze. Runny nose or rhinorrhea. Runny nose or rhinorrhea. It means excess drainage from a clear fluid to thick mucus from the nose and nasal passages. For example, I'm experiencing rhinorrhea. I'm experiencing rhinorrhea. Toothache. Toothache. It means pain in or around the tooth. For example, my friend has a toothache. My friend has a toothache. Headache. Headache. It means a painful sensation in any part of the head. For example, I'm starting to get a headache. I'm starting to get a headache. Back pain. Back pain. It means physical discomfort occurring anywhere on the spine or back. For example, I have back pain. I have back pain. Stomach ache. Stomach ache. It means a pain in a person's stomach or belly. For example, she had a stomach ache. She had a stomach ache. Arthralgia. Arthralgia. It means pain in a joint. For example, I'm suffering from right leg arthralgia. I'm suffering from right leg arthralgia. Pimple. Pimple. It means a small inflamed bump on the skin. For example, is there anyone with a pimple? Is there anyone with a pimple? Bruise. Bruise. It means small blood vessels under the skin tear or rupture. For example, she had a bad bruise on his leg after she fell. She had a bad bruise on his leg after she fell. Vomiting. Vomiting. It means forcefully expelling the stomach's contents out of the mouth. For example, he vomited on the floor. He vomited on the floor. Rash. Rash. It means temporary outbreak of red, bumpy, scaly, or itchy patches of skin. For example, I developed a rash after coming into contact with a certain plant. I developed a rash after coming into contact with a certain plant. Dandruff. Dandruff. It means a common scalp condition in which small pieces of dry skin flake off of the scalp. For example, a dry scalp can lead to dandruff. A dry scalp can lead to dandruff. Scald. Scald. It means to burn somebody with very hot liquid. For example, don't scald yourself with that kettle. Don't scald yourself with that kettle. Flip. Meaning to turn over or change. They decided the winner with a simple flip of the coin. She decided to flip the pancake for an even cook. Pee. Meaning casual term for urination. I need to pee before we leave. The girl went to the toilet and began peeing. Peep. Meaning quick or cautious look. She took a peep through the keyhole to see who was outside. She caught him peeping through the keyhole. Two-faced. Meaning someone who is deceitful or hypocritical, presenting different sides to different people. Emily discovered her friend was two-faced when she learned about the gossip. He's so two-faced, saying one thing to me and another to my friend. Bedwetting. Meaning to involuntary urination during sleep, often in children. Bedwetting is common in toddlers. Parents often use waterproof sheets to manage bedwetting accidents. Gossip, meaning spreading rumors or talking about others' personal matters. Never believe all the gossip you hear. At lunch, the classmates gathered to gossip about the latest school rumors. Puke, meaning colloquial term for vomiting. The motion sickness on the boat made her puke over the side. The strong smell of seafood made her puke at the restaurant. Sleepwalk, meaning act of walking or performing activities while asleep. My grandfather often sleepwalks at night. Last night, my little sister surprised us all when she started to sleepwalk around the house. Scrap, meaning a small piece of something or a fight or disagreement. He picked up the scrap of paper on the floor. This workshop melts down metal scrap. Flaunt, meaning to display something ostentatiously to attract attention. He likes to flaunt his new car. She liked to flaunt her new designer handbag whenever she went out. Rattle, meaning to make a rapid series of sharp sounds. The wind made the windows rattle throughout the night. The old car's engine began to rattle when accelerating. Burp, burp, meaning a sudden release of gas from the stomach through the mouth. For example, after drinking soda, John let out a loud burp. He never tries to control his burping, making it an annoying habit in social settings. Slurp, slurp, meaning to make a loud noise while eating or drinking by sucking air with the liquid or food. For example, she couldn't help but slurp her soup. Please don't slurp your soup. It's distracting me. Snore, snore, meaning the noise made during sleep when the airway is partially blocked. For example, his loud snoring kept everyone awake at the sleepover. She snores loudly every night, which can be quite bothersome to our sleep. Pull hair. Pull hair. Meaning, to grab and tug on someone's hair. For example, the toddler would often pull her sister's hair when they played. Stop pulling my hair. It's hurtful. Slouch. Slouch. Meaning, to sit, stand, or walk with a drooping or hunched posture. For example, her bad habit was to slouch on the couch while watching TV. You should not slouch in your chair. It's bad for your body posture. Hoard. Hoard. Meaning, to accumulate and store a large number of items excessively and sometimes compulsively. For example, Amelia had a tendency to hoard old magazines and newspapers. He hoards items from his childhood. Crack knuckles. Crack knuckles. Meaning, the act of bending and cracking the joints in one's fingers. For example, Jack liked to crack his knuckles when feeling tense. He has a habit of cracking her knuckles, but it's annoying to hear. Suck thumb. Suck thumb. Meaning, to place one's thumb in the mouth and suck on it. For example, the baby boy would suck his thumb to soothe himself. He's trying to quit sucking his thumb, but he finds it challenging. Bite lips. Bite lips. Meaning, the action of pressing or chewing on one's lips, which can be a nervous habit. For example, she would bite her lips whenever she felt anxious. He tends to bite his lips when he's deep in thought. Rub eyes. Rub eyes. Meaning, to gently apply pressure to the eyes with hands. For example, David had to rub his eyes to stay awake during the long meeting. Rubbing your eyes too hard can cause redness and irritation. Spit. Spit. Meaning, to expel saliva from the mouth forcibly. For example, chewing tobacco can lead to the urge to spit frequently. Never spit in public places. Always use a tissue instead. Pigskin. Pigskin. Meaning, The act of repeatedly touching, scratching, or removing skin imperfections. For example, he had a tendency to pick at his skin when stressed. He finds it challenging to stop himself from picking his skin. Yawn excessively. Yawn excessively. Meaning an involuntary act of opening one's mouth wide and inhaling deeply due to tiredness or boredom. For example, after a long day, she couldn't stop yawning excessively. He yawned excessively during the whole lecture. Tap foot. Tap foot. Meaning to repeatedly hit the foot against the ground in a rhythmic manner. For example, Emma would tap her foot while waiting for the bus. She tapped her foot nervously during the job interview. Litter. Litter. Meaning to leave trash or waste in a public place. For example, please don't litter. Use the trash bin instead. It's crucial to teach children about the importance of not littering to keep the environment clean. Plantar wart or foot wart. Plantar wart or foot wart. It means a small hard growth that appears on the sole of the foot. For example, a plantar wart can be painful if left untreated. A plantar wart can be painful if left untreated. Fever. Fever. Fever means increase in average body temperature. For example, I have a fever. I have a fever. Diarrhea. Diarrhea. It means watery stools that occur more frequently than usual. For example, I am sick with diarrhea. I am sick with diarrhea. Dip. Meaning to lower or sink briefly. She likes to dip her cookies in tea. He decided to dip his brush into the paint to start his artwork. Plow. Bob decided to plow his backyard to create a small vegetable garden. The farmer used a plow to turn over the soil before planting seeds. Creepy. Meaning causing an uneasy or eerie feeling, often associated with fear or discomfort. The eerie music in the horror movie made it even more creepy. The old abandoned house had a creepy atmosphere that kept people away. Bury, meaning to place a dead body in the ground, also to conceal or hide something. The man who died in the accident will be buried today. The dog likes to bury its toys in the backyard. Bite nails. Bite nails. Meaning the act of chewing on one's fingernails. For example, Emily tends to bite her nails when she's nervous. She's attempting to quit biting her nails, but she finds it challenging. Grind teeth. Grind teeth. Meaning the action of grinding or clenching one's teeth. For example, Bob had a habit of grinding his teeth during exams. At night, she grinds her teeth, disturbing her partner's sleep. Pick nose. Pick nose. Meaning removing mucus from the nostrils with fingers. For example, it's very inappropriate to pick your nose in public. During the meeting, Emma was discreetly caught picking her nose. Capsule. Capsule. For example, the doctor advised me to take a capsule this morning. The doctor advised me to take a capsule this morning. Injection. Injection. For example, she was treated with penicillin injections. She was treated with penicillin injections. Antiseptic. Antiseptic. For example, we don't have enough antiseptic or syringes. We don't have enough antiseptic or syringes. Solution. Solution. For example, make a salt solution by dissolving 8 tablespoonfuls of cooking salt in a pint of water. Make a salt solution by dissolving 8 tablespoonfuls of cooking salt in a pint of water. Lotion. Lotion. For example, Emma rubbed the lotion into her skin. Emma rubbed the lotion into her skin. Oral rinse. Oral rinse. For example, he used an oral rinse to keep his breath fresh. He used an oral rinse to keep his breath fresh. Cough syrup. Cough syrup. For example, the drugstore offered a typical array of cold pills and cough syrups. The drugstore offered a typical array of cold pills and cough syrups. Decongestant spray. Decongestant spray. For example, decongestant sprays and pills may reduce the swelling in your nasal passages. Decongestant sprays and pills may reduce the swelling in your nasal passages. Soft gel. Soft gel. For example, a while ago I bought some soft gel vitamin E supplements. A while ago I bought some soft gel vitamin E supplements. Blood. Blood. For example, the heart pumps blood round the body. The heart pumps blood round the body. Ointment. Ointment. For example, she put some ointment and a bandage on his knee. She put some ointment and a bandage on his knee. Lozenges. 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 For example, she bought some lozenges to soothe her sore throat. She bought some lozenges to soothe her sore throat. Powder. Powder. For example, the bark is made into powder for stomach and kidney ailments. The bark is made into powder for stomach and kidney ailments. Eye drops. Eye drops. For example, Jessica's doctor initially gave her eye drops, but they did not work. Jessica's doctor initially gave her eye drops, but they did not work. Tablet. Tablet. For example, the medicine can be taken in tablet or capsule form. The medicine can be taken in tablet or capsule form. Caplet. Caplet. For example, he took a caplet and went to bed. He took a caplet and went to bed. Effervescent tablet. Effervescent tablet. For example, the production of effervescent tablets is the chief work of pharmaceutical company. The production of effervescent tablets is the chief work of pharmaceutical company. Aspirin. Aspirin. For example, aspirin should help reduce the fever. Aspirin should help reduce the fever. Toothpaste. Toothpaste. For example, she carefully screwed the cap back onto the toothpaste. She carefully screwed the cap back onto the toothpaste. Trousers. trousers, pocket, pocket, jeans, jeans, polo shirt, polo shirt, hoodie, hoodie, t-shirt, t-shirt, belt, belt, suit, suit, bra, bra, shirt, shirt, sleeve, sleeve, collar, collar, leather jacket, leather jacket, scarf, scarf, tie, tie, socks, socks, sweater, sweater, sunglasses, sunglasses, flip-flops, flip-flops, gloves, gloves, denim skirt, denim skirt, glasses, glasses, eyelashes, eyelashes, cowboy hat, cowboy hat, high visibility vest, high visibility vest, overalls, overalls, walking stick, walking stick, beanie, beanie, cufflinks, cufflinks, handkerchief, handkerchief, dress, dress, boxer shorts, boxer shorts, bow tie, bow tie, bathrobe, bathrobe, underpants, underpants, slippers, slippers, button, button, wallet, wallet, sandals, sandals, waistcoat, waistcoat, watch, watch, swimsuit, swimsuit, umbrella, umbrella, tank top, tank top, straw hat, straw hat, jacket, jacket, necklace, necklace, raincoat, raincoat, rubber boots, rubber boots, skirt, skirt, denim shorts, denim shorts, tights, tights, stockings, stockings, bobble hat, bobble hat, high heels, high heels, fleece jacket, fleece jacket, earmuffs, earmuffs, trainers, trainers, pajamas, pajamas, sleeveless shirt, sleeveless shirt, knickers, knickers, cardigan, 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 tracksuit, tracksuit, bikini, bikini, wedges, wedges, beret, beret, knee-high boots, knee-high boots, football boots, football boots, mittens, mittens, earrings, earrings, visor, visor, canvas shoes, canvas shoes, ring, ring, handbag, handbag, purse, purse, briefcase, briefcase, headphones, headphones, backpack, backpack, calm, calm, baseball cap, baseball cap, face mask, face mask, shoehorn, shoehorn, sports bra, sports bra, earphones, earphones, shoe stretcher, shoe stretcher, trilby, trilby, boots, boots, zipper, zipper, headband, headband, heel, heel, shoelaces, shoelaces, bracelet, bracelet, bum bag, bum bag, lack socks, lack socks, white socks, white socks, cargo pants, cargo pants, gum shield, gum shield, insoles, insoles, towel, towel, vest jacket. Subscribe to our channel and thank you for watching.